make sure you like, comment, and subscribe today. Fun little bike. So this is the Papio SS. Wanted to ride one of these for a while. This is full throttle, boys. I don't know where red line is. Bad. It's not uncomfortable at all. There's some decent wind protection here. Brakes are pretty good. Seats, not bad. You know, it's not like a super sport bike position. I just feel like I'm kind of on top of it. The guy ahead of me is riding one of these too. He didn't want to take off too bad. There's a little bar end mirrors too. Throttle's pretty sloppy. I mean, like, look at that. But yeah, a little cable throttle. Brakes pretty good on this. I think it's got ABS. I could see having one of these, especially the bum around town. Oh, that's silly. Whoa! Oh, pothole there. Full throttle into the corner. Woo. Oh, it's got a quick shifter? No way. It might just be off unless I might have finessed that. Oh yeah, that is not a quick shifter. I just flipped it into the next gear there. Yeah, I'd be surprised if that had a quick shifter. Clutch is nice and light though. Shifter feels good. Full throttle run here. Seems like it's a 10. How is this guy pulling away at me so bad? So 0 to 60 in eventually, and maybe not even. If you're going uphill, I don't know if you're hitting 60. Fun though. I mean, this bike's so like so possible. So, you know, lightweight, it's tiny. think these look cool. They just look so cool with like the whole full fairing. I would take this over a Grom, honestly. Gauge, gear indicator. It's no speed demon, I'll tell you that. Fun. It's got a little fart can back there. It makes a pretty good noise. I like the, you can see on this guy's too, a little undertail exhaust. A fun little screw around bike. Handling the hill. Handling the hill, full throttle. I don't know what that little orange light means. I don't know if that's the shift light. Yeah, I guess I don't know, I think it's at the 6 speed, I haven't been counting. I suppose going up that hill at 5th is probably the way to do it. Gosh, what a comfortable bike though. I mean, for like, you know, I don't feel super massive on this. For how small this bike is, you don't feel super massive. Top tier hill pull here. Oh yeah, I can handle it. I can handle it. You know, I don't want to do it 45, but... Probably the bike I wanted to ride the most. They didn't say they were going to have it, but they had it. So I was like, I will gladly take a ride. But yeah, I mean, it's like, this is definitely not sport bike position. Just like little bike position, I guess. A little leaned over. Got 58 there, that was full throttle for a while, so. But I mean, honestly, this bike's pretty comfortable. It's pretty comfortable. This thing's fun. They're cheap too, this thing's like $3,300 I think. Brand new one. Same the ground. Oh, there's a literal gear indicator on here. I forgot about that. Of course it's a 6-speed. That's pretty good though, a gear indicator. And then you sit up close here, you can really sit upright on this thing. Wow, I mean like this engine is so smooth. You do not feel anything. You feel a little vibration in the handlebars, but the I realized, I don't know if you guys can see this, my camera might have been a little funky, but yeah, there's the gauge cluster. I hope you can see it now. But yeah, this bike's really smooth. The motor's really smooth right now. A little bit of vibration, but I mean, it's a little single cylinder run at $6,000. We go up a gear. Oh yeah, that's even smoother. No roll-on power. But I can see owning one of these one day. I mean, I could probably drive 3-4 hours on this. It's comfortable. The seat's not bad. The position's not bad. You're pretty upright. I think it looks cool. You get great gas mileage. Suspension's not bad. Looks like he was damn near about ready to drag peg there. He really had her leaned over. What a fun bike. I mean, for cruising around the city like this, it's just perfect. Soaks up the bumps. Great gas mileage. Comfortable. Cool looking. What a cool auto. Oh gosh, my turn signal's still on. They probably thought I was a goof there. Gosh, what a fun little bike. I mean, you don't feel these little imperfections in the road at all. It's like just smooth. One downside is it is slow. Full throttle right here. We're hitting the lights. That's the brake here. Like it's slow. It's fun, you know, you can run her through the gears. Full throttle all the time. Wow, this is fun. I mean, it's a little stressed out at 60, you know, you are at top speed, but it's not fuzzy, even though the motor's like $7,000, it's not fuzzy. The wind's not too bad. I mean, you got this little bit of wind screen here, but I see why so many people love these little Mini-Moto bikes. I'm really excited to drive one. I'm glad I did, because it's fun. You could drag me around this bad boy in a parking lot.
And with that, let's give this bike a Dane score. The 2024 Papio SS earns a 10 in styling. This is a very stylish bike, and I love the retro styling, and it really stands out from all the other Mini-Moto bikes. Acceleration is a 1. This bike is not only slow to accelerate, but cannot even hit 60 at points, with a claimed top speed of around 70 if you're going downhill, and maybe if you're an 80-pound rider. I only hit 58 miles an hour, giving this an acceleration score of 1. Handling's a 7. The bike's very low to the ground, and the pegs scrape rather easily, and also due to the fact that there's something in the suspension that makes it almost feel too firm, where when you're cornering and the tires hit a bump, you'll lose some confidence. So handling is not perfect, but it gives it a 7. Fun factor is a 7 on this bike. It's fun to act like a little hooligan, and this bike is extremely fun to just flick around the corners and bomb around a city and have fun with it, but in the end of the day, it is slower, and I personally get a lot of fun from motorcycles from acceleration and top speed, and this motorcycle is definitely very slow and does not have a very high top speed. Cool factor in this motorcycle is an 8. This motorcycle gets a lot of attention, and everybody at the event was always interested in it and enjoyed the retro styling, and I also enjoyed the retro styling, and people wanted to talk about it and ask me what it rode like and if I enjoyed it or if I felt tiny on it, and it is a talking point. It's really unique with the way it looks, but that being said, if you do know what it is, it's one of the cheapest Mini-Motos on the market, and that kind of makes it a little less cool, especially if you know it's from CF Moto and you know all about them. They're definitely building up their brand, but if you don't, this is a really awesome looking motorcycle, and it's really different, and with the fairing and everything, it definitely stands out in a crowd, so that makes it rather cool. Features are a 3. You have an optional USB socket that you can put on this bike for around $40. And surprisingly, it comes with ABS and a gear indicator and a digital dash. So for what this bike is, it has pretty good features, but that being said, there obviously is missing a lot of features that can be commonly found on other bigger bikes. But for what it is, this has pretty decent features. Comfort's a 5. I would say it's about average for a motorcycle. You know, this is particularly impressive for how small this bike is. The motor's very smooth, the seat feels good, the wind's not too bad on your shoulders or anything. You know, this bike deflects wind pretty well. So I would say comfort's a 5. It's probably about average for a motorcycle, and while it is pretty impressive for this motorcycle, I'm doing this on how the bike feels overall, and that's how I'm going to rate all things on this score sheet. I'm going to do how they feel overall and not subjective to the bike, because this bike honestly would score way higher if it was like, oh, well, it's really good at this just because it's small. But, you know, you're not going to buy a motorcycle just because it's small. You're going to want to buy a motorcycle because it's good at everything and fights well against the competition and scores well against the competition. So, you know, you have to take into consideration for these scores that I'm scoring everything as a whole and compared to everything else, and not just, oh, this was pretty well because of this bike was so cheap or so small. I'm scoring it as a holistic look at everything and comparing it to everything in its competition even. Quality's a 7. This motorcycle feels pretty premium. All the levers felt good, the dash looked good, everything you touch felt good. This bike just looked premium overall. And you could kind of tell after you rode it for a while that there were a few things missing, and I almost couldn't even put a name to what felt off, but you could just kind of tell that, like, the front end felt a little bit numb, and it was the small things like that you couldn't really name, but you could kind of just feel that everything wasn't there. But quality's pretty good, so it's getting a 7. Practicality's a 7. This motorcycle doesn't have storage, and there's not a lot of wind protection, and the biggest thing I think is the top speed. You know, you can almost do 60, and that's probably about what you need to be doing on a motorcycle, but you get good gas mileage. This bike's cheap and easy to maintain, and it's got a good warranty, and I think it'll be reliable, so it's pretty practical for what it is. And then value's a 7. This motorcycle is $3,300, brand new. You get a 1-year warranty then, I believe. It's a pretty good value. You get good gas mileage, you can do 60, it's pretty fun. I think the biggest drawback here is just the top speed. You know, for what you're paying and what you're getting out of a motorcycle, it would be nice to get something that can do 60 miles an hour or more and could have a little bit more capability, but it's a pretty good value for what it is. So overall, that gives this motorcycle a score of 62. With that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.